Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how anxious, preoccupied attachment style individuals can often fall sort of victim to their activating strategies. So what are activating strategies? At their root level, activating strategies are justifications or emotional reasoning for getting closer to somebody in a relationship. And it can be any type of relationship, but the actual term activating strategies is also connected to learning, but specifically referencing attachment styles. Activating strategies are often experienced by the anxious, preoccupied attachment style the most, but also fearful avoidants who have that anxious side. And there are these stories or narratives that get created as a subconscious strategy to get your needs met for closeness, for safety, for these sorts of things. So an activating strategy, a good example of an activating strategy would be, maybe your partner tells you, let's say you're in a relationship and your partner tells you, you know what, I really need space tonight. I just need to be left alone. I'm not having the best day and I need time to just be on my own. And what might happen is the anxious preoccupied might start feeling a little bit of fear, anxiety, a lack of safety, a lack of connection, and this will be really triggering. And it's triggering these old subconsciously stored wounds from the past. And these emotions start rising to the surface. And then the mind does this thing. The mind, as the needs meeting machine that it is, because it's literally a needs meeting machine and has this very survivalistic impulse of getting needs met, your brain is concerned with getting your needs met in the fastest way possible, not in the best way. Your brain's like, I need water. I'm going to drink water right now. Like if you imagine thousands of years ago, if you ever were, felt like you couldn't get water or something like that, your brain's going to try to get your needs met quickly. And this is why, like, just as an example, if you've ever seen like stories or documentaries about people who are like lost at sea or in the wild, like the act of rationing food or the act of rationing water supplies, it's so difficult and so hard on people because the brain, you're fighting this constant impulse in your brain that's like, just get everything you need right now. And so that might have served, hundreds of thousands of years ago, when we needed to like get shelter, and then we needed to go hunt for food, and then we needed to go gather more food, and we needed to go do all these active things and like get the need met, move on to the next need, and be very efficient about it. But nowadays, like, this can be something that happens at a subconscious level that definitely bypasses your logical thinking mind, because research has proven that your conscious mind cannot outwill or overpower your subconscious mind for consistent periods of time. It can do so in little intermediate periods, but unless we create new programs at the subconscious level, these old things are going to keep coming back up. And I'm sure so many of you watching this video have had activating strategies, and this goes for fearful avoidance too, with that anxious side there. You've had those activating strategies and you make those rationalizations or justifications like, okay, my partner said they needed space tonight, but you start feeling fear. And then if you notice, your mind starts creating these interesting narratives, and there are ways of bypassing in order to get the need met as quickly as possible. So the brain might go, well, he probably doesn't want to be alone, or she probably doesn't want to be alone the whole night, or maybe they just want me to reach out and check on them. I know they said they needed space, but they can't really want space. Maybe it's about something else and they're angry at me for something, and I should touch base with them, or I should show up and bring them a present, or I should show up and just stop by and make sure they're okay. And the mind will play these sort of games. And the problem with this, and why you can fall victim to this, is because you're so close to these narratives in your mind, you're so close to these passing thoughts, that you haven't had the ability to like recognize them as potentially not being about thinking of the situation without this emotional impulse governing it, that fear, that worry, those things. Those emotions will make you tell stories to justify finding other subconscious strategies to get your needs met. So you can think of those narratives that act as bypasses to what somebody's told you, or a boundary that they've set with you potentially, as things that are helping your subconscious mind get its needs met more quickly. And that might be great. Like, it's good to get your needs met quickly and have these efficient ways, but your brain's not getting its needs met in the fastest way, or sorry, in the most effective way possible, in the best way possible. It's getting it met in the fastest way possible. And that short-term gratification can have a long-term detriment. So what's super important to be able to do is, when you have these narratives come up, these activating strategies, and they're like, oh, just do this, the person really wants this, don't let these autopiloted thoughts govern your emotional state and your behavior. When you notice that you're in a space of having activating strategies, and if you do this repetitively, you'll start to reprogram it, because repetition plus emotion reprograms. If you can step out of this and you can witness yourself, and you can get really clear, like witnessing your emotions, noticing how you're feeling emotionally, and that might be triggering stuff. And then you can ask yourself, like, this person spoke to me and they said they have a boundary, or this person said to me this thing or the other thing. Even though my mind is trying to push me to move in this certain direction, is it possible that I'm accidentally violating somebody else's boundary and not hearing them? Number one. Number two, is it possible that this is my brain's way of trying to get its need met faster, but might there be a better way of getting my need met by thinking about this from a conscious perspective? And really, you turn your conscious mind back online the moment you witness these stories and these emotions, so you're not identified with them. You're not one with them. You've actually separated from them and you've witnessed them. This is you actually turning your conscious mind back on. And this is where we can make more critical decisions and think more critically, and choose outputs of behavior and choose outputs of new thought. We can create new thoughts and new strategies. Like, hey, you know what? I can feel that I really want to connect right now, but this person's set that boundary. Maybe I've accidentally violated that boundary with them in the past. I want to recover from that. And I'm going to make a big effort to respect that space, because long term, I think that's going to do better for the relationship tomorrow or the next day or things like this. And so this will be interesting because it can take place, like that's one example, right? And your activating strategies will come up in so many different forms. And we talk about this so much inside the school, but it's really important that you take the time to get clear on, like, what is my activating strategy versus what's the best solution for this experience. And what you want to do is poke holes in your activating strategy. Like, are there potential drawbacks? Are there potential downfalls? Is this me acting out of fear? Or is this me making a logical, critical decision and acting out of truth? And these are all important questions to ask yourself. So we have a ton of information inside the school, including like step-by-step processes for how to reprogram these things so that they stop coming back, as well as step-by-step processes for like being able to question your thoughts, meet your needs, self-soothe, all these things. And the repetition of doing those things actually helps to reprogram this stuff all together, because repetition is such a fundamental part of what reprograms the subconscious mind. So I always try to give like as much info here in these shorter videos that I can, but I highly recommend jumping in there and like asking more information. We're offering scholarships right now for people who are going through challenging financial times because of COVID. So if you just need some support, like jump in there. And also we have a 25% off of all of our membership bundles during COVID. It's our stay-at-home sale to try to help support people in our community as they're, a little maybe having some cabin fever right now and feeling a little cooped up and stuff like that. I know it's not the easiest time. So I'm here to support you. My team is here to support you. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below so I can make more content about that. I am reading them and making content accordingly. And if there's anything else we can do for you, you can reach out to my team at info@personaldevelopmentschool.com. And we also have that 25% off coupon code is with you, all one word. And you just put it in your cart. You put it in the apply coupon as you check out, and it will give you the 25% off for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, any of that. So let me know if you have anything else that you need from me. Let me know in the comments, any other videos. I'm still going to return back to the friendship friendship series that I was doing with you guys before, because a lot of people are asking questions about that. And we have a course coming out around that specifically, as well as our courses for this month are about how to set boundaries. And a lot of self-soothing comes from setting our own boundaries and being aware of our own feelings and needs, as well as how to heal from a breakup or any grief or separation in relationships, any relationship, friendship, family, any of that stuff. So let me know if you have any other questions, any other content you want to see next. And thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this community. And I will see you in the next video.